Hello and welcome to the last video in our Mastering Audio module. Today we are going to learn about key audio tools and effects. So we have already encountered a few tools and they are usually located in our effects control panel and you can access them by just clicking on your audio. If you move over to the effects control panel, you find something like levels, bypass, and we have a panning option. Panning is simply placing your audio either to the left or to the right of the stereo system that you have. Right now, the panner is set to 0. Let me move it to this side, which is -100. I also want to deactivate this toggle animation and just press OK. So let's listen and hear what side our audio is on. And for the time that nilikuwa hapo, hata sidhani nilikuwa nafunzo. I was not seeing those lecturers. So you will hear your audio on one side. What if I move it to the other side? Left click, hold and drag, which is 100. The other side was -100. This one is 100. Listen. Chukia campus kabisa. Nilienda Moi University main campus. And for the time that nilikuwa hapo, hata sidhani nilikuwa nafunzo. I was not. So it is on the opposite side. So we process dialogue most of the time without applying any panning effects. There are some effects that you cannot access using this panel here. And we are going to find them by going over to the effects tab and selecting something like reverb. Once you search for it, you will get a tab like this one called reverb. Let us grab the first option that we get here, which is convolution reverb. Left click, hold and drag it on your audio. That is added to the effects control panel here and you can edit it. Just click on it and this is the tab that you get. So let's listen and hear what effect has been added by the convolution reverb.
Nilianza kulearn vitu kama Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Audition, FL Studio.
That does in fact sound like a classroom. People will mistake what we call reverb with echo. It is not an echo. This is just putting your audio in a space. So just think of a space, anything that is inside, a classroom, a bathroom, a hall, a cathedral. These spaces are provided for you here. Let us listen to something like a lecture hall. Let's play.
All of those things, all of those digital art softwares. And the only thing I needed your time ilikuwa laptop.
So that's a hall. Let's find a reverse tunnel. Let's play. A very weird effect that might not be beneficial for vocals. Let us move on to something like the inside of a car.
But luckily I set myself up on a path. Nilianza kulearn vitu kama Photoshop, Premiere.
That does indeed sound like the inside of a car. How can this be beneficial? Remember in our last video we said that you can record audio separately from your video. So you might be simulating a scene where someone is in a car and they are talking, but the audio is recorded somewhere different, like in a professional studio, and you want to get audio to have the same feel. So you can add a reverb to simulate the space that they are in. We have other effects, but first before we do that, let us delete this one. You can left click on it and press delete on your keyboard. Let us go and find something like a delay and echo. Grab it, drop it on your audio. Let's edit it. And on our presets, let's find anything. Hot Fusion. Let's listen to this.
Premiere Pro, Audition.
So delay presents itself as repetitions. You hear a lot of repetitions. Let's try this on public address. Listen.
Nilienda Moi University main campus. And for the time that nilikuwa hapo, hata sidhani nilikuwa nafunzo. I was not seeing those lecturers. Sijui walikuanga wapi. But luckily I set myself.
For these special effects, just focus on the wet amount and reduce it.
Up on a path. Nilianza kulearn vitu kama Photoshop, Premiere Pro, Audition, FL Studio, all of those things.
So you can increase them slightly based on what effect you're trying to go for. Let us listen to idling semi. Let's listen at full value. Too much already. Let's drop it. Listen.
Kenda Moi University main campus. And for the time that nilikuwa hapo, hata sidhani nilikuwa nafunzo. I was not seeing those lecturers.
Too much. So these effects can be added to dialogue that you have recorded. Let me delete this one also. Let me find something like an EQ. Grab any EQ under audio effects, filter and EQ. Let me grab this one called parametric equalizer. Just grab it, drop it on your audio. Again, edit it. Once this is open, let us try for a preset. Since you're working with vocals, let's use a preset that can assist us with enhancing this. This one called Vocal Enhancer. Just click on it. There are some changes that will happen here. Most of these things fall in the category of audio and music production. We have a course that will cover that. But for now, you can use these default presets to just achieve what you want. So let's listen to it.
Mimi nilichukia campus kabisa. Nilienda Moi University main campus.
Let me push against this one.
And for the time that nilikuwa
So that thins out the sound that we had originally. So an EQ works in a very basic way. All I would want you to recognize is that we have low frequencies, mid frequencies, and high frequencies. So low frequencies are what we call bass, mid frequencies are where we mostly recognize the human voice, and high frequencies are things like crashes, hi-hats, and rides. So we simply do not want to have too much bass on this side, but it helps to boost the shininess of the vocal. That's why you notice like this vocal enhancer preset has boosted the highs. So we are only working here on a preset basis. You do not have to go very in-depth here. You just have to know that these tools exist for now. The audio course will cover these things in depth. Now let's audition the changes that this has added to our vocal. We can turn off the effect by toggling the effect on and off on this function. Click on it. This is before.
Those lecturers, but luckily I set myself up.
And then after. Let me just move this up to there, and then after.
Nilianza kulearn vitu kama Photoshop, Premiere
Before,
Pro, Audition, FL
then after.
Studio, all of those things. All of those digital.
That is an EQ. We have so many other effects that can be used to enhance vocals, but for the majority of the time, you should focus on recording good vocals. These tools can also be used on the background music. If you add any background music, you can drop an EQ or a reverb or a delay plugin on them and enhance them to taste. Are they important when you're doing something like social media? Yes and no. When you're trying to just communicate a message, they're not very important because we are not trying to enhance the sound to a point where it sounds almost unrealistic. But it depends on the videos that you're going to work on. I've mentioned that we have a course for music production that we're going to release at the start of December. We also have another course that focuses on music video production. So for music video, sometimes you want to add effects. You want to add reverb maybe in situations where the song is being played in a room before the music video starts, to just emphasize the point that the song sounds good, maybe on a stereo system. So with the basic understanding of knowing where to get your audio effects, you can just grab them off your effects rack here and just drop them and just tinkle with them to just see what effects you can create using these tools. I will provide a list of other effects within the description of this video, so make sure you download that PDF to see a list of all of the effects that are usually used in audio and also in video when we are editing. I will see you in the next module.